So as humans, we have the ability to sit back and analyze whether or not what we're doing is good or bad, useful or not. And we have that self-awareness, like we can really go outside of our body and view ourselves from the outside and decide whether or not what we're doing, we can make judgments upon what we're doing, right? So it is that ability that really separates us from animals and allows us to make really large advances from generation to generation. If we did not have this ability, we wouldn't be able to make huge advances from generation to generation, because it is this ability that allows us to learn from our mistakes and from the mistakes of others. So the one thing that I really want you to understand here is that we are not our thoughts. We are not our feelings, and we are not our paradigms. The very fact that we're able to analyze our paradigms, our thoughts, our feelings, and that type of thing shows us that we in fact are not those things. There's something else inside of us that is what we really are. So if we use only the information that we're gathering from other people, then we're going to be completely lost, because usually the information that you gather from other people is going to be a gross exaggeration of reality. And oftentimes, moreover than that, it's not just going to be an exaggeration of reality, it's going to be a reflection of their own fears and insecurities, and rather than a reflection of how you actually are. So people might tell you things like, you are always late, why can't you understand this? Even something simple like you'd make a good teacher could be taken in the wrong way. So there are many different philosophies on why we are the way that we are. And so a couple of the main psychological philosophies on this are either that you are who you are because of genetic determinants, which means like your grandparents, your parents, your genes, right, made you who you are. That's the nature side of the argument. And then there's the nurture side of the argument, which is you are who you are because of your upbringing, which is, you had these certain childhood experiences and then they shaped you as a person. And then, most people are either on one side or the other of this argument that, it's more your nature, it's more the way that you were nurtured, or, it's half and half, and there's nothing you can do to change it. But however, I am here to tell you that we are more than just stimulus response junkies who are just responding. It's not just like something happens and then we just respond to it, right? There's a space between our response. And because of the fact that there's a space, it means that you can make a decision. You can take control of everything that you are doing, and you can change who you are. I have changed who I am more times over than you can even imagine. I'm constantly growing and developing, and it's because I'm not coming from this paradigm of everything that I do is determined. I'm just the way that I am, There's nothing that I can do. Oh, these people, they really annoy me, and constantly putting my ability my ability to take control of myself and my ability to do things, I'm not putting that in the responsibility of other people. I'm not saying, oh yeah, I'm acting this way because this person pissed me off, or I'm late because of the train or something. Whenever you make a statement like that, you're putting the responsibility of your own actions into something that you can't control. You're saying, oh, the train controlled me. Oh, this person controlled me. I'm behaving this way because of this other thing that is not myself. So you need to get into the habit of taking responsibility for everything, regardless of how that person acted. Even if you feel this ping of like, oh, I'm really angry and I want to say this thing, you don't have to, is the point. You can stop, think, and go, hey, I'm going to be really nice to this person in response to this. Like, you can choose whatever response you want, and then over a period of time, you can build a habit of different types of responses. Like, I used to be a super negative person. I was super negative. I was even on to the point of depression. And now, almost everything that I say is positive. It's like constant positivity. And you know why? Because I just take control. I just say, like, look, I'm going to say total positive things. It's totally within my control. And then I just do it. I mean, it's hard to break habits. It's very hard to break habits. But once you do it, it's fine. It's not that hard once it's done. It's like the first part of the habit is extremely hard to break. And then once you get into the habit of positivity, then, it's not hard anymore. It's just easy. So basically the paradigm that I want you to be coming from is you are the president of your reality. You're the king of your reality. You can do whatever you want. And then once you have those beliefs in place, everything will go differently for you. And in fact, that is the only way that you can interact with other people in a positive way. Because if you think about it, if you're sitting there constantly questioning your own value and you're like thinking like, oh, is what I did good? Was it bad? Or you're thinking like, what about the way that this other person is doing this thing? Is their way right? Then how are you ever supposed to give to them or be kind to them or learn anything from them? How are you even supposed to be able to do really anything at all? It's only when you have full dominion over your time and you're in control, you are the president and the king of your reality, and then you're like, yeah, that's the way to do it, that's the shit, then you can start to be kind to people, because it's not like you're coming from, because see, the problem is when you're making other people more important than yourself in your life, the problem is that you're coming from the thought process of like, is what I'm doing, am I taking up their time? So you don't have control over your time. And the only way to be kind to somebody is to give to them. And that requires giving them your time. And if you don't have control over your time, then you don't have time to give them. So you have to be 100% in control of yourself. And then with that, you are able to give to people and be truly kind to people.